Time for the Lizard Wizard. So we will go through talents, some stats, which stones you should have in your rings, how to heal, how to use our cooldowns, how to deal damage, and basically overall gameplay. Let's start with the stats. For the stats, you want to focus on critical strike and your versatility. Then the second priority is haste, and the last one is mastery. Let's talk about it. So why is that? Versatility is overall stat. It's just sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. It's hard to explain with versatility. But critical strike, it's improving our healing and our damage a little bit more than haste. Because we are healing in huge bursts, our overall healing is Dream Breath, Spirit Bloom, and Temporal Anomaly. And these spells are on cooldown. This 30 seconds. The other one is 30 seconds. Temporal Anomaly is 13. So we are not healing like Shaman. He's still casting. So we have lots of burst healing, and then sometimes we are not actually healing a lot. And because it's burst healing and we cannot do it faster because of cooldown, the haze is not really important. Its critical is improving much better because we are using that ability just few times, so we want them better, not faster because cooldowns. And haste obviously is increasing like cooldown reduction on reversion and temporal anomaly, but it's not as strong because most of our healing output is still Dream Breath and Spirit Bomb. Anomaly is short cooldown enough because it's costing a lot of mana, so some haste is just enough. Very enough. That was stupidly said, but it is what it is. So critical is a little better for damage and your healing. For damage too, because our AoE spells have 30 seconds and 2 minutes cooldowns, is increasing. It's better for single target, it's better haste than critical, but our single target is not good anyway. AoE is much better, so critical strike a bit faster. Because, yeah, cooldowns, that's it. And for mastery, it's nice. Like Lizard have really good mastery for the healer. It's usually working and it's pumping a lot of percentage, but you usually don't want to play with 5000 something in the dungeons because you want to do damage. Mastery is never increasing damage. And for the mastery, we don't really care about like pump it with the gear because our set items have a lot of mastery on it. This is 550, this is 550. Some other mastery sets, hands are some mastery. Feet I'm using embellishment. And you are usually getting a mastery from the set pieces, so don't really care about mastery. You will get some, and even these shoes is giving mastery because that's a unique item. So just avoid mastery when you don't need them on other pieces of gear, and you will get it from set 1. And that should be enough for dungeon. You should have like 1500. That's what they should have, not more. Obviously, I'm missing some 1200 stats because I have a ring that is not giving secondary stats, so I could have more. I have bad stats, so done I'm today. And what I said. So priority is critical, versatility, sign priority, and that's our top priority. Then is haste, and the last one is mastery. From the ring, they definitely were going damage. We don't need more healing at Lizard in dungeon, and our damage is really nice, so to pump it more is definitely worth it. And you need to have the Bloodstone and Perfected Talent, that's the set. And the best one is Stone. If you Stone, but you can use Arcane too, or the Frost one. It's up to you. Just one of the 3 damages one. Let's check talents. From the right tree, that's it. There's no need to situation change or something. This one is shorting. I will link it under the video, what I have right here. And we have few choices on the left one. So what we can get extra is lower cooldowns. So tail swipe is better when you want more control in a group. You don't have a lot of interrupts or something like that. You need something faster. So tail swipe is amazing. Interrupt everything. Who can be stunned or knock up. So not everything, but most of the stuff. So we are usually not picking this one, but this one is usually better because it's very good for Sanguine and very good for Spiteful to just move goes around to help your group, maybe yourself. Usually you are good because you are a Lizard, you are jumping around, you are so fast, you don't really need to care. Other choices we have, it's additional Hoover. If you want to be faster, it's up to you. We usually are not choosing rescue, but if you are choosing, also choose the Twin Guardian because it's extra defensive. That's usually why it's chosen, and it's extra defensive not only for you but for your group too. So you can use rescue defensively, and usually you have operation roll. That's just increasing how long is scroll card on the targets. So when you are stunning like imps, Incurio Stars is amazing. Just always pop it. When there is something do you need to stun or control, this is helping. But I was using this one for explosives because I have one more target and I always needed to destroy explosive, and that was nice because that ability was always on. So for explosive, I would recommend this one. It's one more target and more hittings from the shiny ring, so nice thing to click. Also for the raging weeks, we definitely need Overwave. So that means Oppression Rose is removing Enrage. And this is only mass removing Enrage you can have in the game. So for the Raging week, and of course it's reducing cooldown for every enemy remove, so sometimes you can just instantly blast it a second time. I'll just have, usually I have like 40 seconds of cooldown after using, not 2 minutes. So it's really good when more enemies are dying at the same time, just blast it. Rage is cleared. And that's everything quite important from this page. And where we are getting these points, we can take from this for whatever we need. It's up to you if you want to have more magic damage or more stamina. They buffed these in few days, 2 weeks ago, and they buffed it, is giving 1 more percentage, so just steal it when you need it. I'm on Hoover, I want to then rage, bam, complete it, or just less CC. That's all from talent. Let's first say like some overall how we are healing with Lizard. So we are spreading our reversion most targets we can, and then we are blasting our temporal anomaly. Almost always that's our ability we are spamming, and we are using these echoes for spreading more reversion, or we are using these echoes for Dream Breath or Spirit Bloom. And if we don't have echoes, Dream Breath and Spirit Bloom is always go-to ability, and if nothing is available, while casting Living Flame. So let's go more to the details. So the first to talk about is reversion. We don't really want to have 2 stacks. I usually not even keeping 1 because it's over time. It's not like there's a perfect situation to use it. Just click it. If even when everybody is full, it's increasing your damage because you will get the free procs of Living Flame. You can use that for damage, so it's not even wasted when you play since everybody is full. So it's nice always top up people with that to keep it up. Second to talk about is Temporal Anomaly as our go-to spamming ability. So again, we are using these echoes with spread of reversion, or that echoes are used for Dream Breath or Spirit Bloom. And basically bonus damage, bonus shield. That's always nice, but priority is echoes, but usually you even forgot it's giving shield. Yeah, it's giving shield. That's also the nice thing. So what about Dream Breath and Spirit Bloom? Usually first to go with Dream Breath, then Spirit Bloom, but it's up to you. Spirit Bloom is better when nobody is stuck because Spirit Bloom is healing behind you and everybody around. Dream Breath you need actually the people, you need to hit them. So if you will hit the whole your group, Dream Breath is better. If people are spread, Spirit Bloom is go-to. But doesn't matter, it's your choice. So we want to either use these spells with your stacks, with your stacks of Echo to pump it even more. Dream Breath is especially nice when you just use first rank to Echo, you have double taking Dream's Breath. There's a level combination, you will find what's best suiting to you, but if you can just combine it with it, it's pumping much more. And always when you're using Dream Breath, you can use it when you need it, you can use it without it, but you should try always use it with Call of Visceral Talent. That's increasing our Dream Breath by 40%. So we usually jump before you are popping your Dream Breath or Spirit Bloom. When you need to top up some single target, Verdance and Breath is really effective. It's costing low mana, it has some cooldown, that's okay. And it's applying this Light Band as this shiny ability. so it's healing even more after that. When you heal, usually with Lizard you are healing AoE, even single target you are healing through AoE, because that's how Lizard works. You cannot say Dream Breath, oh, heal just single target, and it's still good for single target. So when you apply to someone, you jump on them, you will heal them, and apply Life Wind, and you can heal them even more through that extra heals that are also hitting you, so it's spreading to your partner, where you just jump about. And when nothing is available, is definitely the choice to go is Living Flame. Usually you have some instant cast, but it's alright to cast it there. You know, other spells have cooldowns, so if there's nothing you can do, this is what we are doing. Just a little bit. Usually this shouldn't happen, and rather it shouldn't happen. You shouldn't cast it. Usually just use that proc, because when you are short on healing, you have no time to deal damage. So your 4 set piece that is giving you free cast, and was showing Born Item is giving you free cast, I mean instant cast, and 20% increase healing or damage. So when you are short on healing, usually you don't have time to do damage, so this proc is ready and ready to heal. And obviously it's much better when you can combine it with Call of Viscera. It's increasing healing by another 100%. So this is 100, and Call of Viscera and your 2 piece is 20%. It's really huge heal when you can combine it. And last not least, it's damage ability, but it's healing. And Charge Force, bam, 400k. Amazing heal. It's healing single target. It's healing 80% of your damage dealt to some single target from your group. Damage dealt is counting up to 5 enemy targets, so when you have AoE, it's healing a lot. That's why I heal so much, because there's exactly 5 targets. That's the perfect situation for healing. And not only that, but we are getting Leaping Flames, so your next Living Flame will strike 4 additional targets. I was too late to use it, and I can cast it again. So I don't have instant cast pros, but then I can just cast Living Flame. Bam, I hit some random target behind me, but I hit it 5 targets instead of 1, not costing any more mana. So it's not only strong single target, it's usually when you tank jump to the pack, and most of the tanks don't have defensive immediately, they need to generate some energy, then have defensive. So when tank jump to the pack, it's really nice to be already preparing to cast Fire Breath. You immediately pump it, and your tank get you 300 for 400,000 heal just from your damage. And then you have these Leaping Flames you can use for damage, obviously, if everybody's full, or for healing. Little note for Leaping Flames: when you choose your priority target, so that target you have, and you're casting there, if you choose enemy, Leaping Flames are priority to hit enemies. And if you heal friendly targets, Leaping Flames will be hitting friendly targets. So when I cast it to enemy and target enemy, Leaping Flames will just target enemies to some other dummy. And that means you can prioritize if you want to hit full heal or full damage. If there is no other targets, like if your target, if you are fighting boss, you charge it to full, then sitting under 4 targets, and you cast it to enemy, then you get 1 hit to enemy, obviously, and then 4 other targets is friendly targets, because we don't have any more enemy targets, so we are casting to our friends. So it's really nice even to full charge it on the boss, because we have some extra healing that is not costing you any more mana, a little bit more time because you are fully charging ability, but it's still, you are acting like you are damage, you lost like second of your cast, and that's what they gave you, I don't know, 150,000 at least, pre-healing, costing no mana, and no other problems, just longer cast of Fire Breath, and it's always dealing the same damage, so it doesn't matter how long you are casting that. The rest of our free time, let's say, we are spending in casting Disintegrate. I don't want to put it under the damage things, because this is for healing. We are casting this so we can get mana. And from mana we have heals, and Temporal Armor is costing a lot of mana, that's why I'm placing this talent. We are giving our mana, but we are casting Disintegrate. So this is still healing rotation. Disintegrate to cast is not doing damage because I have extra time, it's pumping your mana, and damage is some extra thing you are getting from it. So we need to always cast that, and always when we have time and we have essences, cast it to regain mana. even if you are full mana, then you're casting for damage. That's our like basic rotation. We are using most mana heavy spell that the healer can have in the game, and then we are compensating that with Disintegrate to fill our mana back. I thought a little bit where we can still apply our Echoes manually to just use Echoes ability. I don't even know if I have it on bars. We usually want to spend our essences to regain mana, and we are spending Echoes through our Temporal Anomaly. But this one is a stronger one because Temporal Anomaly is giving Echoes at 45% strength. This is 105% strength. So when you want to prioritize some single target, or you really want to pump in this moment, and you don't need it in the future because then you will be lacking mana, if you really want to just pump in this time, you can just spread Echoes through that. Not recommended. It's just some special situation. Usually when I know Tang is getting heavy hits from the boss, it's better to just spread the Echo. Or when you really want to heal all targets, and Temporal Anomaly is obviously giving. Right now, it's just giving it to 4 targets from Temporal Anomaly. So 5th target don't have it. Usually you will apply reversion. I always forget the name of this spell. So we always apply reversion on the target who don't have Echo, but you can apply another Echo there, and you will have 6 reversions from cast. But it's just the little things to fill the holes. It's up to you. You just try to not use it, and when you need something extra, some extra single target usually. Then we have cooldowns. We have just a few for Lizard. We have Stasis. We have Rewind, and we have Malcolm. We are not taking Dream Breath into the dungeon. That's pure raid ability. Usually Stasis is the first. We are choosing when we need healer to it more, because it's short cooldown, and usually in the boss fight we are using it more times, and obviously the shorter cooldown, the more you want to use it, because you can use it again sooner than others. And also Rewind is 4 minutes because I'm not even taking the talent to have 1 minute shorter cooldown. And for the Stasis, you want to save the best spell there. So you definitely don't want to fill your Stasis with Living Flames, you don't want to fill your Stasis with Reversions. For the Stasis, it's best the Dream Breath or Spirit's Bloom and Temporal Anomaly, because you always want to store the strongest spells or mana heavy. These one are really good because there's long cooldown, 30 seconds, so we can cast that immediately second time without cooldown because it's saving Stasis. And also when you do fully charge, that is costing you a lot of time to fully charge. Is some 3 seconds, I think 0.75 is just to keep it fully charged and then use it immediately. So it's like 3 seconds to bot to fully charge, and you can keep that 3 seconds time to save, because when you fully charge it, Stasis will remember it fully charged. So it's really nice to fully charge these abilities and put it to Stasis. Better to combine it, but obviously with the Embrace when you want to really fast charging, just press Spirit, Ancient Jump, Dream Breath, and full charge Spirit Worm. That's just like a really fast Stasis for general healing. And basically everything is saved, so when it's ready, when our buff is down, because we used just first charge to get more HUDs, you can click immediately. But again, don't use it immediately after, because when you're just charging first rank, it's healing most heal over time and less heal immediately. When you have early pump to heal, it's too bad I don't Stasis to show it again. We are jumping with Verdant Embrace to some target. Before we are pressing Stasis, we jump it to get Call of Yusra. Then we press Stasis. The first one is Temporal Anomaly. The second one is Dream Breath. And the third one is Spirit Bloom. Usually fully charged. And also this Dream Breath is fully charged. And so you have Temporal Anomaly, shield is nice, and that echoes are consumed by Dream's Breath. And then we are casting Spirit Bloom. And don't forget that we need to jump before to get improved. Dream Breath, the first one, but is not the remembering is improved. So before we are casting a second time, we need to jump before that Stasis is applied. So jump before the Stasis, and when you are using body save in the Stasis, jump again to get double Call of Yusra buff, because this Stasis is not remembering like your buffs. It was used because it's not saving the Stasis. Obviously, if you have jump in Stasis, it's all good. So, and that's like perfect combo. So if you don't have it and you need to heal more, just put it as much good spells you have there. So just Spirit Bloom, some temporal anomalies, alright. But ideally you want this 3 combo. That's the strongest things you can have with temporal or with stasis. Also with stasis is really important the Cauterizing Flame. It's really good at knocked offense, for example, and the first packs there, mainly in 45, they are hurting a lot because they are giving lots of strong bleed. These War Spears are jumping on ranged targets, and for that we can apply stasis and we can dispel targets. It's not taking cooldown because we didn't dispel anything, so we will save 2 charges, for example. I would say example we have 3 ranged and nobody is really playing it, so this is like worst case, but it's still healing a lot because it's not actually healing, but it's preventing a lot of damage that you need to heal. So you dispel 1 ranged, you dispel 2nd ranged, and then, for example, you are the last one, so you are the baiter, and you will be the furthest target. So you bait it, they jump on you, you dispel yourself. It will take cooldown. It's not here because I didn't dispel anything, sadly. So it's still ready. It takes a cooldown, then you have another dispel ready. When you press stasis, it will dispel these 3 targets. And when Cauterizing Flame is casted and it's dispel nothing, you are getting cooldown back. So one of these 3 cauterizes will dispel target, but other things will get the cooldown back. So when we press stasis, I have saved the jump there by mistake. When we press stasis, we'll dispel 3 targets and reset the cooldown for Cauterizing Flames, sorry. And then you can dispel again. So that's 3 dispels you can do in a row with spells that have minute cooldown. It's important to, like, you need to have 2 in stasis because then your cooldown is not resetted. 1 is not enough, you need to have 2. So remember that. Even when you dispelling the stasis, it's good even 1. Because if you don't hit the target, you get it back, or you hit the target in dispel, but if you want to use it 3 times, you want to have 2. You need to have 2, but on good targets, so that one of them actually dispels. Then you have 3. Other cooldown is, remind, is just easy healing a lot. But you need to remember it's not healing a lot by default, it's remembering how much damage you got last 5 seconds, yes. So when you get heavy hit, heavy AoE, you are getting smashed by the pegs, and you have some panic, you don't know how to heal it, click it, and it will absolutely heal through everything. But remember that you need to get damage first, and you need to get lots of damage. Because then, the more damage you are getting, the stronger it is. So it's heal absolutely every single damage you get, but you need to survive before you click that ability. And another we have Emerald Chameleon. It's amazing. Like, let's say defensive for you, and you are dying, press that, you are full. But all this else for it, it's really good when somebody failed Thundering and you are one of the stunned. So it's nice heal you can do when you are in the stun, and you will save yourself and will probably save some other guy who don't have defensive or somebody. It's really nice to save that situation. You should never get to that situation, but it's nice to use. But the strongest thing we can use for that, we are never using it this like for heal AoE. You can use it for heal single target like tank, and he's getting only tank damage, and you are full, so 100% of that healing will go to the tank. But when you're getting AoE, you are getting damage too, and you need to heal yourself first, then you are healing others, so it's not really healing your groups, it's just healing you. And then is the best combo you can do. It spread some echoes. They just nerfed it 2 weeks ago. So when you spread Livebind, is the taunt, Livebind. When you spread it through Echo from Temporal Anomaly is only 45% effective. So it's a little bit nerfed, but it still heals a lot. And 45% effective should be still good enough to heal your group through anything. And what I do, so you're applying echoes through Temporal Anomaly, and if you are fancy enough, you will apply it yourself. You just need 3 echoes applied, because you are getting 1 Livebind default, and then you can jump on other targets. So you can also spend your essences and press 3 echoes, and the 4th target is your target, and you are getting always 1. But let's do it with Temporal Anomaly, and then we have some target that didn't got it. Here's the target that didn't got it. Jump there, and it's applied, and this healing is shared to everyone. This live wind is weaker than it was, but it's still a lot of heal. So for group healing, that's how you use it, and or is panic button if you need to top up or you are stunned and somebody is dying. For dealing damage, we are focusing to use as much as possible these 2 abilities, Fire Breath and Deep Breath. Mostly Fire Breath. Deep Breath is quite long cooldown, so definitely if you have more targets, you are charging. Even on single is worth it to have extra healing. That's our 2 priorities. What we should click. Obviously, if you have stuff from raid, that's the amazing thing. Always when you cast Fire Breath, we note on our Leaping Flames, that's extra casts. So use them best when you have charged, even extra healing. Then we are blasting single target. If you have full healing charge from the talent, let's discard adaptation. Let me get it. Bam, we have some healing. What's the abilities? Okay. Yeah, now we have full. When you have full, it's worth to cast Living Flame. When it's not, we are spamming Disintegrate. It's doing nice damage, but also recharging our mana, so we are always spamming that. And if you don't have Disintegrate, we are spamming Living Flame, even on single target. But when you need to move, then we are casting Azure Strike. It's not really worth it to just stand and cast it. It's usually when we need to move in for single target, it's something we can do while moving. Obviously, we can place Hoover and we can move and cast, but if you don't have, then it's Azure Strike. So use Fire Breath, Deep Breath, and your stuff as much as possible. And when it's out, when you have fully charged heal, use it on Living Flames. Don't forget to use our Leaping Flames. Then we are just casting Disintegrate. When we don't even have more essences and no healing pros, we are just keeping casting Living Flames. When we need to move, we are casting Azure Strike. I will link also some videos I'm playing EVOKER in a dungeon. You can see it in the right side when I'm casting some ability on some target. It's showing there, so you can check just how it's working in the actual game, in the actual gameplay. And for the writing guide, check on Discord. I'll link under the video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.